Good morning, welcome to stage 12 of the Alpine Panorama Trail. We are in the town of Malters, Roman Catholic Church of Malters, the primary church here, and you can see the steeple from miles around, which is pretty neat. So we're going to walk down this way. But today is December 6th, and it's appropriate that we are hiking along the parallel with the St. James National Route number 4, the St. James Pilgrimage. We are going to be looking at some churches today. December 6th in Europe is the Santa Claus and Schmutzli Day. This morning I woke up and I was visited by Santa Claus. So I guess the original Santa Claus has something to do with December 6th. If you're good, you get candy, and if you're bad, or goodies, and if you're bad, you get coal. Schmutzli is kind of the negative character in this. Schmutzli is kind of dressed up as a witch, a male witch type of thing, and he gives out coal, and I think that's where the coal tradition came from. Anyway, I don't know enough about the holiday, but I do know you're supposed to clean your shoes because the items that you get, whether it's coal or candy, go into your shoes. So it's not supposed to be a huge under the Christmas tree, 1,000 gifts type of Santa Claus. It's supposed to be a, were you good or bad? Did you clean your room? And we'll be on our way. I just wanted to get a quick video of this beautiful building here. I love the small fish scale siding. We are just leaving Malters. You can see the train over here. I just crossed those tracks and the gates came down. They stay down for a long time. They just come down at the scheduled time, whether the train's kind of there or not. That's the best I can assume. And that's a single track. So it's shared in both directions, which obviously in the States we try to avoid as much as we can. We have some flood control here. And I wanted to turn on here because there's, to me, just so much to look at while we still can, how the weather's somewhat cooperating. But we're starting to move into, toward the Bernese Oberland when we get to the mountains. This is a valley. We're outside of Lucerne. You would think that this is a fairly traveled valley, but it's really not. This is definitely an area that you have to want to get to. And Lucerne, I just learned, I thought Lucerne, it's such a big city in terms of its name and reputation. But in terms of population, the inner boundaries of Lucerne are like a little over 80,000 people. It's a pretty small town. And the outlying area is not really much bigger. So it's fascinating to think about all the history and all these towns that have such a big name for themselves are really, pretty small. There's not a lot of people that have lived here. We're still going to get some movement up and down, more than Chicago. But we are along the river, so we're only going to do as much as the river does. I didn't mention that when I was in Malters, I stopped off at a bakery. Find that hard to resist. I picked up a chocolate croissant. But more importantly, for Swiss cheese trails, I picked up some fondue. Local fondue, I asked. And I was handed a bag of fondue that was produced right here, right on the mountainside. Totally cool. This is a pretty sweet view we got going here. And the next couple of minutes behind me, it looks like it's going to be a little industrial. Wow, this is beautiful. The Kleine Emme, of course we've been hiking along that. There's some nice sheep up on the hillside here. They're making their way across. I wanted to turn on because I really feeling like I'm in a place worthwhile. It's certainly an area where it's pretty less traveled, and I feel special for being here and being able to do this. I like these close to civilization but not, you know, still kind of very wilderness. Obviously I'll take the top of a mountain, but with the top of a mountain you have no safety net. And here, and so you're always on edge. That's my point. Here I can relax. I can just really enjoy the hike and the views. I can stop and smell the flowers. It's pretty nice to be able to do that. I just had to get that train in there. All right, so this is the same train track, and that train was going in the opposite direction from which I came. And again, there's one train line, one set of tracks. No one can be asleep at the switch there. Right as I talked about leaving civilization, we left civilization. Oh, here comes the train. Opposite direction now. That was lucky. So fun with a 360. I had to turn around to see the view behind, but the camera still captures it. You can just spin. See, all these early settlers, they got over here in, like, you know, the 800s, and they scouted out the land. They took the best spots. Holy cow. All right, so you got fresh water source, you got defensive stance. You got a lot of things going for you up here. Whew. Hello, coos. Smells like you're around. I knew you were there before I could see you. All right, this is Werthenstein, and a very big pilgrimage destination, much like Einsiedeln. Werthenstein, way cool. For the life of me, I don't know where the river comes through. And I best get out of the road. Cool Swiss buildings. Yeah, I like that color orange. Got my color palette down. Oh, look at the woodwork on this. All I can do is just stand here and hold the camera up. Just look in all directions. There's something to see. Hit pause. Tall mountain behind a monastery would be Pilatus. These hikes are so awesome. Each stage has its own treat. Now I just feel like stage 7 when we were walking into Einsiedeln, and I had made it up the hill, and it was just going to be kind of a, you know, uphill trudge, and then we get to see the Seal, Lake Seal, and that beautiful mountain stretch. Oh, that was something. Go back and watch that. Would be second to last video of stage 7. So I thought this stage was just going to be a blow off, but I am thoroughly excited by this change of events. Pretty cool. I made it. I'm pulling into Wolhusen, and the hike will be just over 6 miles and about 2 hours. The next train comes in a half an hour, so I got about 10 minutes to the train station. Well, this is Wolhusen. It's pretty industrial valley town. Stage 13. The first thing we do is we go up, then we keep going up, and we can't do nobody can do stage 13 until April 28, 29, 30, depending on the year. That last weekend in April, first weekend in May, that the buses and the cable car start operating for the peak that we're going to be climbing up to. So this is going to be a bit of a dramatic break between this stage and December 6th. It'll probably be May 6th the next time I tune back in for stage 13. That's a good 6 months. By anybody's math, that's about 6 months. Yeah, I gotta wait half a year to do the next stage. Woo! Well, I can't miss it next year. So I gotta finish this out 2022. Let's hear it.